What was life like back in Cuba?
Okay. Since I was a little girl or right now?
Since you were a little girl.
It was beautiful. Since I come from an island, it's a beautiful place where I was born. It was a small city, but very nice.
Okay, do you remember what your first job was?
My first job was, wait a minute, at Children's Gardens of La Salle of Miramar, because I was doing my thesis on education. And my mother-in-law had a school, and I needed to be there for 3 months, even though they didn't pay me, because it was like a practice teaching.
What high school?
I forgot to tell you, I was about, 20 years old when I was doing that job.
What high school did you attend, if you remember?
Yes, I do remember. I went to Rosarian Academy in West Palm Beach, Florida. I went there for 6 years, a boarding school, from the Dominican Sisters of Michigan.
Did you have any favorite teachers?
Oh, yes. In high school?
Uh-huh.
Yes, a lot of them. My favorite teacher was, she was not really a teacher, she was like a supervisor.
Oh, okay.
Sister Ann Catherine, which she would take care of all the Latin American girls.
Friends?
A lot of them from all over the world. And in my school, they were from everywhere. And that's the same school that your mother went to. And I don't know how many from all over the world over there when she went.
Oh, wow.
But when I went, they were from Spain, from France, from Dominican Republic, Haiti, Venezuela, Cuba, my country, Mexico, Argentina, and Ecuador.
Well, that is a lot of places.
A lot of places, yeah. We were about 80 Latin American girls.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, so how many siblings do you have, and were you the youngest, oldest, or middle child?
I was the youngest of 5.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I'm the only one left.
Okay, when you were little, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
Oh, gosh. When I was little, I didn't even think what I was going to be when I grew up. I mean, I was just enjoying my childhood.
How about high school?
In high school, yes. In high school, I wanted to be a teacher. Mm-hmm.
Did you end up being a teacher?
No, because we have to leave the country and they closed the university.
Oh.
That's a different story.
Okay.
They closed the university completely because of the government, the communist government.
What do you remember most from your childhood, good or bad?
Everything was good, except when I was 12 years old that I had to go to the hospital because I had appendicitis, and that was not nice. I stayed there for 2 or 3 weeks in the hospital, and then I came back home, and everyone treated me like I was a queen.
Is there something you wanted to do but never got the chance?
I don't know if I should tell you this, but yes, there's only one thing. But since I'm 81 years old, I don't think I can do it. But it's a dream that I have to go back to my country and see it again.
Do you wish you were brought up differently?
No. My mother was strict, but loving, very loving woman. My father was working all the time. That's what they did, work all the time. He was a very busy man. He used to have a department store, a big one,
Oh, that's cool.
in my hometown. And he was a cattleman also. He had cattle all over. They had 3 ranches, 3 farms, as you call it.
Oh, wow.
Because they used to put cattle in one farm and then they would put cattle in another one. They would sell everything. He was a buyer. You know, he would buy and sell, buy and sell.
Trade.
Trade, yeah.
When and how did you meet Abu?
All right. I was at the university at that time, and we went to, my parents went to a resort. Like, it was a resort that they, like the one that you have here in Arkansas, that have thermal waters.
Yes.
Okay. My mother had to go because she said that she had arthritis.
Oh.
Never had arthritis.
Okay.
But that was something that she had to do. And my father, she took my father that time, and they went over there to the resort. We were in Havana. We wanted to stay there at the university because my sister and I, my older sister and I, wanted to stay there because it was Easter time. And we had a lot of plans for for Sunday.
Yeah.
For Easter Sunday, we had parties and everything at the university, someplace. And so we had to go. My mother said, you're not staying over there, you're coming to the resort. I said, no, we don't want to because they're old people. Everyone there is old. So we didn't want to go. But she said, I'm sending the chauffeur with the car, and you have to come to the resort. It was about 3 hours from the capital, from Havana.
Okay.
So we went there to the resort. It was called San Diego. It was very well known in the United States. Some parts of the United States, because they usually had a lot of Americans going over there to take the thermal waters.
Oh.
And it was beautiful. It's a beautiful place. So we went over there. We were mad, my sister and I, because we had to go over there. And when we arrived there, it was on a Wednesday, I think, Wednesday. And the next day, Thursday, Holy Thursday, there was this car stopped at the hotel, and this big man came out. That was my future father-in-law.
Oh.
And next to him came your grandfather. And I saw him and said, oh, he's handsome. And then he came in and he looked at me and said, so that was the first time that we met at the hotel. I looked at him, he looked at me, and that's it. That was the first time. That was in 1953.
So how long have you been married?
59 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Next year, if we're here, 60. Our 60th wedding anniversary.
Well, I hope so. Okay, last question. What was the hardest decision you had to make, and how did it affect you and your family?
All right. My hardest decision was leaving my country. That's it. I cannot talk about it.
I understand.
Okay?
Okay.
That was the hardest. We left everything there, the house, everything. We couldn't take anything away from the house. The soldiers were there inspecting you, taking care, looking at you. That we called them militias. And they knew that we were leaving the country. And they were watching us all the time. And that was very sad. And at the same time scared. I was scared. Because my daughter, Sylvia, was only 3 years old. And my oldest, Jose, was 4 years old. And we left, and that's it. With nothing. 10 Cuban pesos. That's all they gave us. That's it. We couldn't take any money out, nothing. And the only thing was one duffel bag between me and my 2 children and my husband. That's it. But we got help. And we became Cuban refugees. But everything was wonderful. They helped us. All the churches helped us. The government helped us. Because we left because of the communist government.
Right.
Not because we wanted to get out of the country. We left because of the communist country. It was getting very, very, very bad. And we didn't want the kids, the children, to become communists. That was it. That was our main thing, our children. We only had 2
At the time.
at that time. And then we also, afterwards, we have 2 more, one of them.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.